Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and I'm coming to you today with a process video. I'm making some wallpaper pouches that have an accordion folded gusset. This is not my idea. There's hundreds of videos out there on YouTube about this, I'm sure, but I decided to make it out of wallpaper rather than cardstock. And I stepped it up a little bit by I lined the inside with the coordinating wallpaper so that it's fun. And these can be used to store just about anything. I'm using them for a presentation pouch for a swap that I'm in Junk Journal Junkies chat group. It's a die cut swap, and so I'm using the pouches to present the die cuts for my team members. So let me show you how I do that. We need a scoreboard, and I have a piece of wallpaper that's cut 10 inches by 14 inches and another piece of coordinates that's 7 inches by 14 inches. So to start with, what I'm going to do is score at 1.5 inches. On the 10-inch side is up at the top, and again 1.5 inches in from this side, 8.5, and score. And because the wallpaper is larger than my scoreboard, I'm turning it around to score the bottom part of it. So again at 1.5 and 8.5. Now I have a mountain on each side that is my guide, so I know where to attach my liner. And I'm going to use some glue to temporarily hold this. I'm just using a tacky glue right now. And then I'm going to put that up against the scoreboard so it doesn't go anywhere, and I can line up my papers so that the edges match and stay within my borders. And I'm going to burnish it down a little bit. And now I want to stitch all the way around it. But I want to find out which end is going to be is it going to go this way? I guess it's not really a one-way design, so it'll be okay. I want to cut down a few inches on each side so I can get in on the corners with my corner rounder. And I'm going to use the 1/2 inch. And just chomp those corners. And then now stitch all the way around this part. And I've got one already done. It's this one. Not so shiny, a little bit easier to see. And now we have to do some more scoring. So we're going to score at, let me flip it over. This is the bottom, and the rounded is the top. Score at 4 inches. Oops, I went out of the groove. There we go. 4 inches. And I'm scoring multiple times because it's doubled and it's thick. It's not like regular cardstock. And you could use cardstock instead of wallpaper for this, but I wanted to use up some of my wallpaper samples that I got, so I'm getting creative. Now I want the back of my pouch to be 5 1/4 inches, so I'm using my ruler. 5 1/4 is here at 9 3/4. Rather than having to count and do math, I just use my ruler, make it easy. So I'm scoring at the 9 3/4. The next tick mark up, which is an 1/8 inch away, and the next one, and the next one, and again. And what this is going to do is allow me to have a nice curved edge. And then I want to bring it over, and I need to score. These are going to be my tabs. So I score at 1 inch, and at a 1/2 inch, and at 9 inches, and 9 1/2. I don't need the scoreboard anymore. Now I'm going to make a cut here, so I just have the tab. The rest of this is going to go away. So we're going to do this one also. And now we can cut this part away. And I use the liner as my guide. Now I can fold on my score mark. This is going to be the bottom of my pouch. And then score or fold on that next score mark. So, and it's a 1/2 inch away, so my little pouch is going to have a 1/2 inch gusset. And what I want to do now is put the little buttons on here so that it has a tie closure. Now to get where we have all these several score marks, what I use is a paintbrush handle and just kind of rock it so that it gets rounded. And you can use a knitting needle, a dowel, anything. Just something round. Because it doesn't need to be creased on all those little lines. It just needs to be rounded. So it has a natural fold. So let's go ahead and measure where I want the button to be. And I want it to be up about 5/8 of an inch, and I need it to be in the center. And 5/8. I'm using my Tim Holtz centering ruler. I'm going to make a little pin mark there at the center. It's a little small. That's so that I can see it. And I'm going to use my Crocodile Big Bite on the small hole and get in there and punch the hole. Okay. I need to make some buttons for it though, don't I? Let's see. did I put my scraps? I found them. Let's see, do I want, what color for the buttons? Let's see if I can make it out of a pretty flower. Oh, that one will be nice. Well, maybe this one. A little bit bigger. So now I've got 2 buttons, and I need a paper base, and this is a real heavy cardstock. It's about 110 pound. It's very sturdy, very thick. It's not very pliable, so it'll make a good base. I'm going to use my art glitter glue on the paper circle base and attach the wallpaper to it. And I didn't go all the way to the edges because when I squeeze it, the glue will come to the sides. And do the other one. And I'm using my art glitter glue. And squeeze it. Now I'm going to flip it over to the other side, and I'm going to measure to find the centers. Now 3/4 of an inch is 6/8, and half of that is 3/8. And so I just make a little line. And then I'm going to turn it so that I make a little X or plus mark or cross. And where the lines intersect will be the center, or close enough to get away with it. And then I'm going to make a little black dot so I can see the center through the hole in the crocodile. And I'm going to use the small one. There's something in there plugging it. And punch that hole. And one more time. So now I have my 2 buttons. Now I need to use eyelets to attach them. Find out how this opens. And I think that color will make the nicest complement. So I'm going to put the eyelet in the center. We're going to bring out the big guy, put it over to the eyelet setting mode. And I found that putting this button on before I assemble it is so much smarter. I did not have enough room to get in there with my tools before. And so there's my eyelet all set. Now we have another one to do, so let's go ahead and measure and get that one ready to go too. And we can put the tools away. Everything's falling. Okay, on this one, I want it to be 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom. And I want it in the center. Here, I'll turn it around to make it easier for you to see. So it's 7 inches, half of that is 3.5, and the 3/4 mark, so there is the center. That's where I want the hole to be. So I'm going to go ahead and punch it. It's wiggling. Okay, so now get my eyelet and button ready. And put it in the crocodile, and I put the eyelet on the post so that I make sure that I've got it, and then I bring it down a little bit, and then I pull just to make sure I've got a hold of it, and then squeeze it. And then it's set. And it looks like that one, I didn't squeeze it very hard. So I have this neat little tiny hammer. There we go. That's better. Nope, that one's good. It's just this one. Okay, it feels better now. Then we can put the tool away. Now what I want to do is fold the tabs over, burnish it down, and then concertina or accordion fold it back on itself, burnish it down, and one more time fold it back again. And same thing to the other side. Bring it over, burnish it, fold it back, and fold it back again. Now I need to put some score tape on it. I find that the score tape tends to be more secure on the vinyl wallpaper than glue. So I'm putting the score tape on the tab next to the fold, but not over it. I use my little block to rip it off, and then burnish the score tape. The score tape releases so much easier if it's burnished on. And when you're working with score tape, make sure that you don't have a lot of hand lotions or creams and oils on your hands, because it deactivates the stick. And then it won't be very secure. And I've took the backing paper off the one, so now what I want to do is put another one on it next to it to get the edge, but not over the edge. Burnish it down, release the paper backing. Now we're going to place it. The bottom of this tab is going to go right here where that fold is. So it's going to be at the bottom of my back. So, and then line up the fold with the edge, burnish it down, go inside, and burnish it on that tab also. get that stick good and stuck. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Release the paper backing. Put one more piece of score tape. Burnish it down. Peel off that backing. Fold that back in, and the bottom of my tab is going to go on the bottom of the back. So it's going to be placed just like that, and the fold matching the edge. And using the bone folder, burnish it down, go inside, and one more time. And then see how the top just automatically just rolls right over? Now we need a string closure. Let's see if I have a string. Aha. This will work. What I want to do is tie it around the button on the top. So, and tie it nice and tight. And one more time. I suppose you can't see what I'm doing, you just see my big hands. There. Nice and tight. And then I'm going to go in with a little pair of scissors and snip off the extra string. Not too close to the knot, but just underneath that button. And now I'm going to take the glue. Oh, it's got overflow at the tip there, drying. There we go. And I want to put a spot of glue on the knot to help secure it so it won't come loose. Because how disappointing is getting a gift and having it break right away. And now here's my little pouch, and it has string closure, and this is what's going to go inside as my die cuts for my swap. I've got 10 zippers, 10 coin envelopes, and I made this little envelope out of deli paper and sealed it with washi tape. And then I've got laugh, and I made a little envelope and sealed it with washi tape again. And heart. And I have a fern, and then the definition of fern. And then I'm going to put some goodies in my little pouch for my swap partners also. Should check out the Junk Journal Junkie swaps. They were a lot of fun. And this one is in teams of 4 people, so you need 150 die cuts, or 10 each of 5 designs for each of your team members. So that's how it's going to be presented. And then I might tie a little charm on the bottom. I haven't decided yet. But there we are. Look at all my little pouches. So I am ready to go. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.